Om Shanti. Practice being in the stage of soul consciousness. Become introverted. Those who are introverted are constantly happy. It is said, those who are introverted are constantly happy. They cannot be attracted by any external attractions. They cannot be attracted by the dictates of their own minds or of others. Those who remain introverted are constantly happy, will be master bestowers of happiness, children of the bestower of happiness. They will be free from extroversion. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today is day 17. Practice being in the stage of soul consciousness. Become introverted. Today's topic: those who are introverted are constantly happy. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Baba's every elevated version has effort and attainment. In one point, what effort I have to make and what attainment will there be? What is the benefit of that? Baba wants us to be image of all attainments. And at this time, whatever is in the fortune, I receive, and while receiving, I create fortune. No, there is a saying, predestined is being destined again. But how that happens? Like I find I have a gift of good reasoning, or I have a gift of good nature. I have gift, you have a lot of gifts. That's our fortune, right? There are some fortunate ones, they are always content. But when they are content, then what they do? They create more atmosphere of contentment. Anyone comes to them, they always share contentment. So fortune is I have, and fortune forever is I use it. So each one of us have to see what is in my fortune. And then how do I multiply that fortune? How do I make it forever? So that's what Baba is saying. Baba gives us knowledge, right? Soul in the body, soul is separate from body. Have soul consciousness. Soul consciousness will create a very good virtue. Foundation of all virtues is introverted. Because Baba is saying introversion keeps you not only happy but ever happy. That means whatever could be the cause, right? The reason not to be happy, right? I'm not happy about this. I am not happy. Introversion automatically. When we listen something, want to experience it and experiment with it, then understanding is better. Then we are able to adopt the method, right? What has to be done to be introverted? Some people think Oh, I have to be very serious because I'm introverted. But then Baba says, no, you have to be cheerful, you have to be happy. So, inner deep happiness forever, right? When I'm saying it, I'm checking, not others, but my own self, right? So each one of us, introverted person, will always check one's own self. Am I better? Because we are sometimes so focused on others. Lot of thoughts do come, and they are not wrong, but they're not necessary, useful also. So more we look at ourselves, not only my joy, happiness, but power will also increase. Baba keeps our record, right? And then Baba gives us the lift, Baba gives us the gifts, everything, right? So it is said that those who are introverted are constantly happy. So how should I measure introversion? Through happiness. They cannot be attracted by any external attractions. They cannot be attracted by what else? Uh, Dictates of their own mind or dictates of others. Those who remain introverted and constantly happy will be master bestowers. Master bestowers of happiness. Children of the bestower of happiness, they will be free from extroversion. Because it's like, why we wear mask. So that we don't inhale air from outside, which could have many different kind of pollutions, many types of infections, right? So wherever we are in outside world or with people, those who are introverted, they are loving, friendly, learning all the time, but not affected by the nature of anyone, by the sanskars of anyone. So determination, practice, attention, and remember the verse that introversion brings constant happiness. Om Shanti.
Good evening, Didi ji.
Hello, Vadiben.
That was very nice. I like that very much of, whether it's a good nature or good reasoning power, that's a fortune, but then to make it a forever fortune is what I do with it, how I use it. There's probably no point in trying to think where I got it to begin with. Why did one get a good power of reasoning and somebody else got a quiet nature or whatever? In order for me to value it, do I have to think about how I got it or just accept it and go from there?
I think that if we know that we begin with fortune, right? Some kind of fortune, every
Mm-hmm.
one of us, recognition of one's own gifts which we got from God. You know, like sometimes people sing well, they say
Mm,
God's gift, or many talents are like they are gifts, So we say this is a gifted person. But then either become have arrogance of that and keep to your own self, and other is to the way express it and bring it in actions and relationships that others can also learn from there.
interesting. And is it possible that even if each of us just come with one gift, that by the accurate and spiritual use of it, that it could bring other gifts as well?
Yeah, because a mango tree is from only one seed of mango, right? Only one seed of mango.
Right.
And then when the tree grows, how many mangoes?
That's nice. That's
Not only for
nice.
one generation, but mango
Right,
trees for many generations.
right, right.
So I think that you know any quality you have, whether you can do good service, you have good nature, but when you do it, then others also give you blessing too, no? Because they you shared with them, not teach them, but you share
Right. Yeah, that it's,
because yeah, teachings also all the time doesn't work, right?
yeah, we were talking about this last week that I remember too, that idea that by who you are, you can even influence others, not intentionally, for a certain amount of self respect. That if you have self respect, self worth, then it somehow gets transmitted
Mhm.
to others. It's not something we think about or discuss, but it's these subtle energies that that work and that make for a cohesive whole. You know.
It's like remaining cheerful. No,
Mm-hmm.
everyone observes that and it helps them, right? Why can't I be cheerful? And each one's our presence create different vibrations, no, different energy too. That means if you are person who worries about everything, then you spreading that kind of vibrations. So I think that recognize, no, that since I am born, even physically, I have these kinds of nature qualities or gifts, and then keep using them. Keep using. You're not giving anyone, but
No,
others automatically can feel that gift, and then they say, "Oh, I would like to be like that. I would like to be like that." It's a big churning, no, big charity, I think.
because something in yesterday's Murli, um, where Baba spoke about that sometimes we become weak and actually we have the intention, we know it at an intellectual level, but then we don't put it into practice. And one of the reasons he said was because of the atmosphere in the Brahmin family.
Mm.
And I suppose that if it works in that way to bring souls down, the atmosphere generated can also serve to uplift as well, no?
But also, one is what I take from atmosphere, other is what I create in the atmosphere.
Okay,
So if I find that these days there is lack of tolerance and a lot of self-interest, everyone just think about what I can do. So that means my action, my thoughts, my vibration should be completely what is needed than what is happening, right?
right.
That is why many things we know they are not right, they are happening. But for me, even to waste time lot on only thinking what is happening, let me use those thoughts to create what is needed in yajna. Like even these days, I find when many kanyas surrender, right? Many are surrendering. But then, as Dadi Janki used to say, stories about yajna, that surrender is easy, but to be trusty after surrender, very few can do it, no? And she
Wow.
used to give example of that, how many of them surrender, but some couldn't be trusty. So when you are now trusty, then thoughts come, but I gave so much in yajna, I'm not receiving that much regard, or nobody is
Hmm.
mentioning about it. So it's like certainly I did it. No, but
Yeah.
with Brahma Baba, he surrendered and he never said, oh, I gave so many buildings and I gave this and no. It was Baba's, it's being used in a worthwhile way. So I think that it's a very subtle thing. So for us now, those who have this quality of being trusty, many watch that, it's not they don't. Even in wherever you go, whichever country you go, that whether you have position, whether you are successful, but they see it that you don't have arrogance of that, but you are example of that. And so it's very easy to follow. But there are some they might follow that arrogant kind of attitude
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
authority. And
Yeah.
yeah, so whether it is our thoughts, even the way we speak and actions, everything. No.
You, you mentioned speaking. I'll come back to something else in Murli yesterday. Um, but Mama's face and everyone, when they speak about it, they talk about her sweetness, but her voice is not so sweet. I was, I was wondering, did Mama give public lectures? She sounds very. I love her versions. Her great versions. Um, did she speak in public, or was it only to Brahmins? That authority is there. That depth is there, but her voice does not transmit sweetness. Her face does, though.
Yeah, she's always, even when she used to, she did give, she service began like in mid 50s or so, and she didn't really live long. But
Mm,
when she will come to Delhi and, but way she will explain, it was very impressive in the sense of even the public. And I don't know if I mentioned that she used to come to Delhi, and once mm, Baba's home, our center was hosting her 5 days. So we will bring VIPs to meet her and all that. But very convincing, no, when she will. And in the beginning, we will just take out these pictures of cycle and the Murti and start explaining on the cycle. Anyone. So the way she will explain was not only convincing, but somewhere touches the reasoning and you will start accepting.
yeah,
But you saying, I don't know, sweet, I never thought that way, maybe. But yeah, she was very sweet.
yeah.
And
She looks
yeah,
it.
and she will laugh. And because her surrender had her commitment, and there were so many qualities.
I love all the different aspects of Gyan that she takes up, and her logic is second to none. Her reasoning power is really extraordinary. But do you think, did she have, especially when it came to the public, even though you brought out the pictures of the Trimurti and the cycle and the tree and everything, was there any one thing that she really wanted to convey to the non-Brahmins, to those IPs or VIPs? Was there one message that she wanted to convey more than another?
At that time, main focus was introduction of Baba. No, Baba says all the knowledge of creator and creation. So they will start with Baba and then the cycle. No, creator and creation. Because if you know the beginning, middle, and end, then you know your own, no, what they call Sudarshan Chakradhari. So if you know the cycle, then you will know how did you went through all that cycle. So that's knowledge of creation. So it's Baba and then the cycle, and of course with Baba, how did Baba work, especially at that time was Brahma, Vishnu, Shankar, creation, sustenance, and destruction. That was really main. So creator, then first creation, these deities, then is corporeal creation, in this cycle. So this way what happens, she will bring you very quickly to drama,
Okay.
Baba and drama. And she used to say that these are like, uh, if you want to travel, you need both Baba and drama. Without saying drama, you cannot move forward. Because you have to put full stop to everything in a way. Okay, it happened, let me use full stop. And from there, actually, when Baba and drama, I will see if I apply drama, I can remember Baba more because my thoughts are not wasted, right? But if I keep thinking, then I can't remember Baba. And if I don't remember Baba, I won't progress. And if I remember Baba, I have to use drama without using drama. No, that's why Dadi Janki used to say drama, like it's my mother.
Yes.
So she used to say mother and father,
Yeah.
drama and Baba.
Right.
Drama, it happened, it happened. Um, I think there are some people, they suddenly like, it's like a defeat to say drama, right? They
Right.
don't realize that it's a victory to put full stop.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's
Hmm.
beautiful. I remember saying to somebody once, well, I don't know how the world manages without the knowledge of the drama. And the brother said back to me, he said, sister, they don't. They don't manage.
Hmm.
They can't. But one of the things from yesterday also, and Baba said we should take a class on it. And so
Hmm.
now that I have the opportunity to be in front of you, about the two kinds of carelessness. One was ordinary carelessness, and the other was royal carelessness. What is royal carelessness?
Hmm.
In other words, I think what he was saying was that any kind of carelessness will get in the way of determination, right? But specifically, what are some examples of royal carelessness
Hmm.
and ordinary carelessness?
I always remember the story of air and turtle, no?
Mm-hmm.
That in a very, very royal way, you are progressing, you have good speed, you have good speech, and then internally, like, I am so and so, I have all this, and so now carelessness is beginning. I have to learn more, I have to observe more. It's like that kind of internal progress stops little bit because of the arrogance of what I have and what I am. So that is why every time Baba says, be soul conscious, be soul conscious.
So that's ordinary carelessness.
Mm.
Okay. And what's
Royal,
royal
that's, no,
carelessness?
royal I said no because of arrogance.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. So the I-ness, the
Mm.
I-ness.
Yeah, that definitely is, so many are stuck. It's only because they don't know what I need more for myself. Only they look at what's going on, what this one is, that one. Really, it blocks our journey a lot, right?
I was thinking, we were talking about this yesterday too, and the things that actually get in the way of me having remembrance. So
Mm.
these things become, or the punishment for them is that I'm not able to have remembrance. You know, you were saying, what was it you said earlier about effort, and what was the other word you used? That everything,
Attainment.
effort and attainment. And so the opposite also has to be true, that
Mm.
there's a cause and effect. And
Mm.
so it might seem like, yeah, waste thoughts or whatever, but the effect of it, and maybe as time goes on, and the longer I'm with Baba, the more profound the effect is in it
Mm.
getting in the way of my making that connection. Surely, is
I
that
think that
possible?
whatever is happening, it shouldn't block my remembrance. Block in the sense it's not increasing. So that means the subtle obstacles, subtle karmic accounts are not being settled. And when not settled, then of course you are not, feeling progress or
Isn't there a point where those kind of thoughts are actually a sin? Because it's sins at some level, whether big ones or small ones that I don't pay much attention to. Isn't it
this is
sin that gets in the way of?
one is sin, but one is whatever sins I have done. So that is the thoughts which are coming and blocking my further
Yeah, yeah,
progress. So it's not maybe sin now, but it is from the sin.
yeah, I think
So
so.
yeah, so we have to be, more we are talking of, and I am feeling that how much we should just, when you are driving, you even there is traffic, but you know that I am the one who has to, you know, find my way, go little faster and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So much happens around us like traffic, no? But I have to be focused what I have to do.
Mm.
Increase my abilities, increase my remembrance, my stage more stable, be observer, so whatever else has to be done in the form of settling happens, but also our own personal growth, no? Personal progress is very, very important. And
Okay,
then
so
from there, Baba and drama creates a lot of opportunities for us.
then just to go back to this thing, like when these uh, negative or these kind of thoughts come, then it's good to emerge what you were saying earlier. What is my personal fortune? And
Mm.
how just by bringing that into awareness and practice that it can negate the other things.
Generally, we are very affected by what is happening, eh?
Mm.
But we should be prepared for creating what should be happening, no? Because
Okay,
maybe
okay.
Baba has brought me here to bring what this place needed or person needed, or so be internally powerful and create some kind of such atmosphere. And people say, since she's there, things are different, atmosphere is different.
Mm-hmm.
But generally we like to take support, like in the sense of atmosphere also is a kind of support.
Right.
When all of us think, each one of us, like when I came to New York, when I think of what it was, and when I think now, but at that time, if I would have said, oh, I don't think I can,
Stay.
you know, but
Yeah.
no, Baba, and how little by little, little by little, the empire, really empire gets established
Mm.
when I think of. But if that time I would have said, doesn't suit me, my health doesn't accept it, lot of things, because you come from a quiet family, quiet place, and then you come in a place where, you know, but
You know, I
Baba, yes.
no, I was just going to say, and you had touched on this, I don't remember yesterday or the day before. And I know from firsthand experience the renunciation that you all experienced in 98 Tennyson Road, what, you know, sleeping on the floor and all the rest of it. And I think the basis of everything at one level is renunciation. So one thing is a renunciation of physical comfort, and where you said you were out sweeping the footpath, but this is another kind of renunciation that you're talking about.
No, but there, without internal renunciation,
Yes,
you
the
cannot
other one
do
is
external,
possible.
right?
Yeah,
Somewhere deeply, first you accept and you are happy about it,
yeah,
because every situation has some other fortune inside, you know.
right, right.
That means it was my fortune that I became
Yeah,
instrument, it was my
yeah,
fortune that I was sent, and
yeah.
but then other side, of course, there is lot of sacrifice, lot
Mm,
of renunciation. But looking at internal, no, because first you renounce, know where you are. Lot of people never move from wherever they are, right? But then I remember Baba used to say, if you are real trusty, Baba will say, be here, go here, and you will do it,
right,
because
right.
you know you have to listen to the boss, no, and he's the boss.
Awesome.
and and he keep changing our appointments. So
Yeah,
mm,
yeah. I saw this with Daddy as well. I used to wonder, how can Daddy send this person there when there's such a need for them here? But of course, that was my limitation, you know. And finally, she sent me as well. So thank you
okay.
so much, Didi.
Anyway,
Gee, much appreciated. That was lovely. Thank you.
lovely to talk. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.